All right. Here comes Wednesday's homework, part 2, solving two-step inequalities. This is where we will have to have the additional steps of combining like terms, distributing, or having variables on both sides. Number 3 is a mild problem. Our first question we have to ask ourselves is there anything to distribute?
No.
Is there anything we can combine?
Yes.
Yes. What are my two like terms? Negative p and negative 4p. What does that equal? What's negative p minus 4p?
5p.
Negative 5p is
Greater than negative.
greater than negative 10. Anaya, what's our next step? Do we have to add or subtract anything? Nope, we've got the variables on the left, we've got the constants on the right. What's the only thing I need to do to get rid of that negative 5p? That would be if we had an addition sign in between them. When I have the number in front of a variable, what does that mean I'm doing? I have to divide, but first, let's answer this question. When I have a negative 5 in front of my variable, what does that mean I'm doing? Multiplying. What's the inverse of multiplying? Dividing. So I'm going to divide both sides by? So let's list out our steps here. The first step we did was we combined like terms. What's our second step? We divide by positive 5 or negative 5? Negative 5. Whenever you divide or multiply by a negative number, what do we have to do? Flip the sign. So divide both sides by negative 5. I like to circle the inequality when I know that I've got to flip it. So now it's not p is greater than, it's p is less than. What's 10 divided by negative 5?
2.
Careful. Negative 2. What type of dot? Open. And it's at negative 2, so it's going to be somewhere down here. Masuko didn't pay attention to the number line. Open dot. Less than to the right or greater than to the left? Less than. To the left. Arrow to the left. Cool. Number 10. What do we have to do first?
Distribute.
Distribute. That's step number 1. I want you guys to list your steps. So let's distribute. What does distribute mean? Multiply, add, subtract, divide. Multiply. What do I get? 5 times 6? 30. 5 times 3 are?
15.
Positive or negative? Do we multiply the 5 by the 7 at the end?
No.
Nope. It's not included in the
Parentheses.
parentheses. What's the inequality sign?
Less than or equal to?
Is it a smushed L?
Greater than or equal to?
Greater than or equal to. Is there anything I can combine on the left?
No.
That positive 30 and the 7. Are those like terms?
Yes.
Yep. What's 30 plus 7?
37.
So let's rewrite this. 15r plus
37.
is
Greater than or equal to?
greater than or equal to
127.
127. What's our next step? We've got to add or subtract in order to get our r isolated. What do we have to do with that positive 37?
Subtract it.
Subtract 37. What do we get on the left? What are we left with?
90.
15r on the left. 15r is greater than or equal to
90.
90. What's our next step? Divide both sides by?
15.
Just by, not 15r. We wouldn't want to get rid of the r. We want to isolate the r. We want to get rid of any of the other numbers with it. So we just want to divide by 15. Do we have to flip the sign?
No.
Because we didn't divide by a
Negative.
negative. So let's write our final answer. R is
Is greater than or equal to 6.
closed or open dot at 6.
Close.
Arrow points to the,
Left.
careful,
To the
greater than. Where are the numbers greater? To the right or to the left?
Right.
Not too bad. Do I have to distribute in number 13?
No.
Is there anything I can combine on either side?
Yes.
Are there any like terms? Is the a and the minus 6, can I combine them? What about the 15 and the 8a? No. I just have to move the variables over to the left and constants go to the
Right.
right. How do I move this positive 8a?
You subtract it.
So write our steps. Subtract 8a. What are we going to subtract the 8a from on the left side? The a or the minus 6? What is its like term?
The A.
A. What is positive a minus 8a?
Negative
Negative
7.
7a minus 6 is
Less than.
less than or equal to? What are we still left with on the right?
Oh, 15.
15. We haven't done anything with the 15 yet. Now I just need to solve for a. How do I solve for a?
Divide.
That's going to come next. What's the first thing? I have to add or subtract first? I have to add.
Add 6 to the right.
You say, what do I get?
You're gonna get 21.
Negative 7a, write it, finish it out, is
Less than
less than or equal to
21.
21.
And then you're gonna divide 21 by 7.
So what's our next step? We have to divide both sides by negative.
7.
When we divide by a negative or multiply by a negative, what do we have to make sure that we do?
Signs.
I like to circle it so that way I know that I have to divide or I have to flip it. So then Misael, finish it for me. A is
Greater than
or
greater than or equal to
positive 21 divided by negative 7. AJ, open or close dot at negative 3.
Close.
Arrow points to the,
Left and right.
where are the larger numbers? Going to the right or to the left?
To the right.
To the right. Last one. What's my first step? Yes, very good. When I distribute, what math operation am I doing? Multiplying. Negative x is, what is the inequality sign? Less than negative x plus, what's 7 times x?
7x.
What's positive 7 times negative 2?
14.
After I distribute, what is something that I have to do? 3 letters.
Combining like terms.
What am I combining? Anything on the left?
Negative. No.
Negative x plus 7x is what?
Negative 6x.
Careful. have to move my variables to the
Left.
left and my constants to the right. So I need to move this positive or negative 6x?
Positive.
Positive 6x. Where?
To the left.
By doing what?
To the right.
Negative 7x minus 14, but we're going to divide by 7, which is going to give you negative 2.
Is negative x and negative 6x like terms?
Yes.
Yes. What do I get?
Negative 7x.
Is
Less than 14. Negative 14. Then you're going to divide by 7.
careful.
You gotta flip your thingy.
Divide by not positive 7.
Negative
Negative
7.
7.
Why?
Because you have to isolate the variable.
And what's in front of with the x?
7. Negative 7.
Negative 7. When I divide or multiply by a negative number, what do I have to do?
Switch.
Flip the
Sign.
sign. What do I get?
You get
X is greater
Greater than
Yeah.
negative 2.
negative 14 divided by negative 7.
That's 2.
Positive 2. Closed or open dot at 2?
Open.
Because the sign is not greater than or equal to. Arrow points to the
Right.
and that's a wrap.